Alright, here's a video for 1HT about the paragraph 8.4, the scientific notation. Earlier we skipped this paragraph because I wanted to do it at the end, so I'm going to explain it now because I don't like the explanation that's here in the book. I think it's a bit weird, so I'm going to explain it to you. Alright. First thing you should know is you should know what a power is. So for example, if we have 2 to the power of 3, you should know that that's 2 times 2 times 2, so the answer is 8. Also, you should know about very big numbers. So for example, if you have the number 1 million, that's a 1 with 6 zeros. You can even make bigger numbers. You can also make a 1 with 12 zeros, or with 18, or with 47 zeros. But at some point, you don't want to write down all these zeros. So there's actually a shorter method to write down a very big number. And to use that, we're going to look at the powers of 10. If you do 10 squared, you should know that that's 10 times 10, so that's 100. If we do 10 to the power of 3, you get 10 times 10 times 10, so that's 1000. So one thing you should notice now is that this number over here is also the amount of zeros that you have. So if you have 10 to the power of 4, it's going to be 10,000. And if you have 10 to the power of 5, it's going to be 100,000. Now we can use this to write down very big numbers smaller. Let me do that over here. If I have a 7 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 zeros, if I want to write that smaller, then first I can say that this is 7 times a 1 with 8 zeros. So this is the same, right? And this I can write smaller as 10 to the power of 8. So you can write this down as 7 times 10 to the power of 8. And this is called the scientific notation. You see that sometimes when you read about something scientific. For example, the distance between two planets. I mean, the universe is so big that sometimes the distance between two planets could be 5.34 and then times 10 to the power of 28. So that means that there are 28 zeros here. But there's also a point there, so I want to explain something about that. Alright, let's start with a smaller one. If I have 1.27 times 10 to the power of 5, or I have 3 times 10 to the power of 5. I want to show you the difference here. This is a broken number, and this isn't. So the answer for this one is just 3, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. But if I want to write down this in full length, then I already have 1.27. So first I have to move the point 2 places. So I get 127. And because I moved the point 2 places, I now have to do 3 zeros instead of 5. Because in total, the point was there. Now the point is here. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places. Okay? So this is how you go from a big number to the scientific notation, and this is how you go from the scientific notation to a big number. Let's do this one more time, like how to go to the scientific notation. So I have the number 4, 3, 7, 2, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And I want to write that down in the scientific notation. Now the rule here is that you have to round off at some point, and we always do that on 2 decimal places. So you write down the first digit, so that's going to be 4, and then 2 decimal places, 37.37. Then times 10 to the power of something, right? And then you just have to count. The point is on this side, so we move the point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 places. So it's 4.37 times 10 to the power of 11. And that's the answer here. So today with the exercises, you just have to write these numbers down in the scientific notation, or you have to write them down in the regular notation. And there are also a couple of other questions. Now I want to show you one more thing using your calculator, because your calculator, the screen is only so big, so sometimes a number doesn't fit on it. And then your calculator actually uses the scientific notation. Let me show you that. If I do 2 to the power of, and then a really big number like 74, then it will say, see what it says? It says the scientific notation. It's 1.8 88 and then all those decimal places times 10 to the power of 22. Alright, so that's what I want to show you. Hopefully you understand, so now you can make the exercises, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.